Hi friends, so today we are going to make this cute little snowman. He is so adorable, oh my gosh, and he can be made with very, very minimal tools, and it's actually really easy. You're going to want to do this one. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a landscaping timber. I got mine from Lowe's. They're like $2 or $3. They're really cheap. I cut mine to about 2.5 feet, but if you want yours a little bit taller, you could do that. Then I have a little scrap piece of wood. This is, I think, 20 inches, but again, guys, this is just what I had. This is also a scrap piece of plywood. It is, I think, 14 by 14, but 12 by 12 would have worked. I just ended up with 14 by 14 because I had a scrap that was already cut to 14, so I cut it down. So these knobs are like $1.50 at Lowe's, but if you're going to make a lot of them, you'll want to order them on Amazon. They do come with 2 sizes of bolts. I ended up using the short ones, but again, it would depend on your wood. And then I have just a piece of craft foam here. A few other things, I have a pair of scissors, I have some screws. I do have a couple longer screws that I'm going to use for the bottom, just to give it more secure. And I have a couple paintbrushes, they're both from the Dollar Tree. You might want some ribbon or just some decorations. This is from Hobby Lobby, but again, you can get it from the Dollar Tree. This one right here is from Dollar General, so whatever you would like. I also picked up a couple of these from the Dollar Tree, and they just make really cute decoration around the bottom. I am going to be using my cordless drill. You could use a screwdriver. It will be harder, but you can use one. You're also going to need an assortment of paint. I have some white chalk paint, some wax paint, and some just random colors over color paint. I also do need an orange paint there too, and my drink of choice there. I forgot to mention this, but you're also going to need your hot glue gun. So I am going to start by doing my sign first. I'm doing this because I want to put my letters on, so I want it to have the most amount of time to dry. So this is wax paint. So basically this goes on like a faux stain. You could stain this, or you could just paint it a solid color, whichever one you want. But I'm just doing kind of a dry brush, almost like really just a small amount of paint, and I am just, rubbing it in until it is basically dry, just going over all of the sides. And I don't show you here, but I do let this dry, and I do paint the other side. This is one of the things that you will need to paint both sides of. The bottom, of course, you don't, but the sign, you probably want to paint it. So anyway, this just, I love this paint. It just works so well, and it really, really looks like stain. This was rough sanded. I wanted to have that little farmhouse look, so it didn't have to be anything exciting there. So now I'm just painting my landscaping timber, and I am using the white chalk paint. Chalk paint is a really thick paint, so I ended up just using one coat because, again, I wanted that kind of rustic farmhouse kind of look. Now on one of the ends you'll need to go all the way down to the bottom, but on the other end you're going to make a little hat, so you don't have to go quite all the way. Now I am painting the base. Now, like I said, this is cut to 14 by 14, but that's just because I had a strip of plywood that was already 14 inches wide, and so I just cut it down. But again, you can do 12 by 12 or whatever. Just making sure it's big enough that it will hold your thing without falling over. But I am going to just paint a coat of chalk paint on this, and again, you do not need to paint the underneath side if you don't want to. If you want to, that's fine, but it's going to be on the floor. You don't have to if you don't want to. I didn't. And I'm just showing you that I put them all out here to dry, so this model, you've seen this, and I am showing you that you didn't have to paint all the way to the bottom. So now I'm going to paint my knobs. Now I started out, I was going to use the screws to kind of hold it so that I didn't get paint on my hands, which, I mean, you guys know me, I get paint all over me, so that's it. But then I realized I was pretty much out of red acrylic paint, so spray paint to the rescue, right? And these are just some Dollar Tree skewers. It just helps to not get as much paint on my hand. You guys know I'm a mess, so it's gonna get some. And then I just used a little vase to put them in there, and it made just a perfect little drying rack. Okay, so now that the sign has had plenty of time to dry, I am used a Cricut decal, but you could do this with just writing. My dad made me one of these years ago, and he just wrote on it, and it looks really cute. But you could use a stencil, you can use your Cricut, or again, you can just write it out. And again, if it's just paint, if you mess up, just redo it. Now this is some leftover vinyl, and I think it's removable vinyl, which I don't use very often, like rarely. And so, but I was trying to use it up since this is for me, and I am just, so it did have a little bit of trouble sticking there, but not too bad. We got it, Great way to use up all your scraps. And again, you don't have to have a Cricut. In fact, the side really doesn't have to say anything at all. I like the words on it, but you could leave it just plain and just put the knobs up a little bit in the middle, or use a thinner sign there. That would work great too. I'm just pressing down to make sure all the letters are nice and stuck. Now here I'm just trying to decide where I want my knobs to be. How far apart do I want them? Do I want them more in the center, more close to the edge? All of those, little decisions you have to make. Now my husband actually came in, and I had him drill the holes and put the little knobs on for me. So I totally forgot to record that, but so they are all there. Hey, if he's gonna come in, I'm putting him to work, right? So now I am just attaching the landscaping timber to the base. So I'm just gonna kind of measure it there and try to get it as close to the center as possible. I'm drawing around it, and then I am going to put some starter screws, just so it's a little bit easier to screw on. And then it is a little hard to film there, but I will, once I get these there, I will put that and screw it down to the base. Okay, so now that that is attached to the bottom, it is time to attach the sign. So here I am just getting my sign all lined up, wherever you want it. Like I said, just leave room for your stockings to hang. And so I'm just drilling, just like starting my, I think there I actually, the reason I got up is I think I dropped one of my screws down between the wood. So anyway, and so I am screwing this on now. I do mess up, and you'll see this in a minute. And so when I set it back up, it is not level. So I'm like, whoops. So I just back out one of them screws and level it out and re-screw it down. Now it is time to make the hat. So I'm just using a pencil to go around the landscaping timber, and basically I'm just putting an imprint in that foam. It doesn't actually make a mark, just an imprint. So now I'm using an X-Acto knife, and I'm just cutting out the center of that landscaping timber. Now I am just using my scissors. I'm just going to go around, and I am not making this perfect. I want this to look kind of like an old, beat up hat. So I'm just kind of going around in a circle. Oh, also, if you'll notice, I think that there is a band-aid on my finger at this point. I did not cut myself on the X-Acto knife or any of the tools. I actually cut it on a piece of cardboard, getting a thing out. So yeah, cardboard cut of all things, right? So now we're just fitting this hat around there, and then I am taking, and I did take the staples out using some wire cutter thing there. And now I'm painting the snowman's hat. I have grabbed the world's smallest paintbrush for this job. So, but I will paint that, and I will paint the foam just to make sure it's all the same color. So now I'm just drawing my little snowman's face on. I'm using a Sharpie here, and then I'm going to use a little orange paint for his nose, but you can use paint or Sharpie for either one of these. Okay, so now I have stood my snowman up there so you can see it a little bit better, and I'm just taking this little Dollar Tree thing there, and I'm just showing you that I'm going to hot glue it on the bottom, and I'm taking a piece of ribbon that I'm just using for my little snowman scarf. And I realize at this point I probably should have made his face a little bit up, but that's okay. It's covered a little bit, but that's okay. He's just got a big scarf, right? So anyway, I'm just tying it and trying to get it to lay exactly how I want it, just wherever you want to put your scarf. I ended up curling the little ends of it just a little bit. I love that little black and white checked ribbon from Hobby Lobby. So this is just a leftover, I don't know, probably from the Dollar Tree from years ago. Just a little piece of holly that I'm going to stick on his hat. I'm trying to show you, but oh, fell down. That's okay. But I'm just going to grab my hot glue gun, and it is hot glued down there now, and I hot glued it to the base. I'll show you my hot glue gun, just kind of show you. That's what I did, so you know that it is secure there. And this is how it turned out. I love it. It turned out so cute. I just love this, guys. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I will leave the material list in the description box below if you're interested in making it. It is a really fun project that looks like it's a lot harder than it actually is. As always, thank you so much for spending time with me. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Make sure you have the bell notification on so you know when I upload new videos, and I cannot wait to share more Christmas crafts with you guys. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.